Okay. Well, happy Monday. Damn it. Happy Tuesday. It is the 24th, I believe, of January, a few weeks into this new year. And we had our, obviously, the new year, and then we've got the lunar new year. So we have both our sun and our moon have moved into the new season. And then we actually have the like elemental nature's new year, which would be in March. So, anyways, all this newness, and we have a bunch of planets that have all been direct. So we have a lot of supercharged energy to move forward. See what this message is because I had two cards pop out. So, gonna double dip today. Okay, well, these look nice. I like the colors. They're both purple. I don't think purple is necessarily my favorite color, but I seem to vibe towards that. Anyways, so tonight's message. The first one we'll say is one of focused intention, the goddess Diana. She says to keep your unwavering thoughts, your feelings, and your actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. Okay. And then the other message is one of infinite supply. So if you've been worried about your needs being met, then you also are supported this evening. It says you are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. And then I will read you a little bit about Miss Diana. I can get, there we go. All right, so Diana is a Roman moon goddess, and she carries a silver bow and arrow given to her in childhood by her father, Jupiter. This is actually a very good year for Jupiter because it brings luck and abundance and fortune, expansion and prosperity. So that's a good energy to tap into. But because her mother bore Diana and her twin brother painlessly, Diana is also associated with healthy childbirth. She loves to spend time out in nature and watching over animals. She's particularly fond of oak trees. So you can call upon her to help you with animals, painless childbirth, and connecting with nature and the elementals. What's interesting though is if you, I don't know if any of y'all know anyone, but I personally do know someone who had a painless childbirth. She did a lot of, she was also an energy worker and body worker, but no epidural, nothing like that. I think she had two healthy babies, and the doctors were just like, what the fuck? But it is possible. So outside of that, Miss Sedna here is an Inuit Eskimo and Alaskan goddess of the sea. She provides sustenance for the body and the soul. She lost the tips of her fingers in a tragic boating accident, and the digits transformed into whales, seals, and other sea creatures. As a result, she's intimately connected with the ocean's inhabitants. So you can call upon her for plentiful supplies, especially for your family. And she can also help you with any ocean-related ventures, including interacting with whales and dolphins. She's very appreciative of those who give their time, money, or efforts to protect the sea and its creatures. And being that she rules over the sea and the element of water, there is also that aspect of prosperity, abundance, variety. So let's see, we'll just kind of channel how this is going to flow between having a focused intent and knowing that you are also provided for in all of your todays and tomorrows. So with that being said, just take a moment to settle into your space. And just taking some nice deep breaths, gently closing your eyes if you haven't done so already. Just noticing how your body feels this evening. Noticing any sensations, observing the feelings and emotions within the heart space as you feel the chest rise and fall on the inhale and exhale. And just notice your thoughts that are flowing through the headspace, allowing yourself to just follow the breath, observing the breath, allowing it to bring you into this moment, feeling more present, allowing yourself to just relax. You've taken this time for yourself, so just give yourself permission to receive all that you need to support you in this meditation, live or on the replay, as well as your tomorrows. As you settle deeper into this moment, feeling yourself rooting down into the earth, just grounding out any heaviness, any feelings, any thoughts, any sensations down into the earth. Creating a space of not only sacredness, stillness. Giving yourself permission to just be here now, breathing and observing your experience. As you begin to just let go of the day and all the moments accumulated, checking in with your intention this evening. Feeling all of the divine support that is around you, bringing these intentions into reality, into fruition. Tapping into that divine feminine essence of abundance, fertility, creativity, intuition, inspiration. Feeling yourself being filled, surrounded by divine feminine strength, grace, and flow, just like the breath, in and out, smooth and steady. And just take this moment to see how smooth and steady you can bring the breath. Making sure to breathe fully, expanding the belly on the inhale, expanding the heart space, the head space, the crown opening, and exhaling, just releasing any tension within the mind, the heart, and the body as you exhale. Squeezing all of that air out. Inhaling, nice and easy. And exhaling, release. In the hustle and bustle of our everyday lives, sometimes hold our breath. It's important to reconnect with our breath, to to be mindful of our breath. For the fuller we breathe, the more full of life we are, and we can experience. And with all that happens outside of us, that which we cannot control, there are only two things that is within our power to control. The first is the breath. And after controlling your breath, the second thing that you are able to control is your reaction to that which you cannot control. And in which case, just come back to number one. Come back to the breath. In and out, easy flow. Life force energy filling you up. Life force energy releasing, relaxing, surrendering. During this time of year, we tend to focus a lot on what was, what could have been, what should be, what we desire. Our intentions. Sometimes we get swayed by the world around us. Now is the time for you to simply keep your thoughts unwavering and stay focused. It's okay to allow the thoughts to run through the mind or the feelings to flow through the body. But remember to come back, focus. What intentions have you set for yourself? What goals or aspirations do you have for yourself this year? And know that it is clear, concise intentions that allows spirit to meet you where you are in that process, to give you the strength and the courage, confidence, motivation, clarity that you need, how to move through or around any blocks or obstacles, tapping into that divine feminine energy of creativity, authentic self-expression, and inspiration can allow you to see beyond any illusions, to break down any blocks and have that breakthrough that is waiting for you. It is here. It is your time. And once you make a decision, tenacity is simply sticking to it, not allowing outside forces to sway you in any other way. This requires you to be connected to the wisdom within you, the wisdom that your body, a divine instrument, holds, your intuition. Just imagine yourself being like the mighty oak tree, your roots deeply planted into Mother Earth. There's no way you can be swayed when you are standing firmly rooted and grounded in your truth. Feel the solid strength and steady upward growth. Trust and know that no matter what happens, you will succeed. This is your intention and truth. Your branches may twist and turn as you flex upwards, but those unwavering intentions, that focus, will ensure that no faint wind will come and sway you from your mission. The opinions, expectations, and obligations of others have no effect on your focus unless you allow it to. And in order to stay focused, it's important that you be in charge of your body, your schedule, your mind, your energy, what you invest your time and energy into, what you entertain, keeping them all focused upon your target, knowing that you will make your mark. And so just see whatever intentions or goals that you have for yourself out in front of you. Seeing all the details as clearly as possible, asking for divine assistance and clarity if you need it. But just visualizing within the mind's eye, gold ball of light out in front of you, holding your intentions, your dreams. And you begin to add in all of the things that you would like to support that and bringing that into reality. Whether it's balance, harmony, trust, faith, optimism, enthusiasm, clarity, courage, confidence. Begin to just add those qualities and intentions to the mix. Allowing this to just brew into, coagulate, coming together into one solid intention. Give yourself permission to own and to have this 100%. Allow any doubt, any worries or fears to simply ground out. Own this intention for yourself. You deserve it and you are worthy of it. Whatever you desire or aspire to have and to be comes from a deep soul level, and it's important that you honor it. And you keep your focus. You're continuously sending a signal out to the universe that this is what I want. And I'm open to receiving this or better. Indecision is simply the same as choosing for everything to remain the same. So be decisive, be clear. Be open. curious maybe how these things will come about. There is an energetic tool or technique asking, how can I have this? How can I bring this to life? How will this come about? When you ask questions like this of yourself or of spirit, you may get a little intuitive feeling, a little birdie whispering in your ear. Maybe you just know, maybe you get a gut feeling about something. This is the universe responding to you. It's a conversation that you're having with spirit. Asking how is a very powerful tool. It puts some of the responsibility and accountability in the hands of spirit. And then spirit has to show you. Spirit will match your vibe. Spirit will show you how. Now, when these opportunities are presented, it is important for you to take action on them as quickly as possible. But know that if you miss an opportunity, there is an infinite supply of energy. Another one will just wash up to shore. It's the ebb and flow of life, just like your breath. So there's no need to judge yourself or berate yourself for missing an opportunity. If anything, you can just say, thank you, Spirit, for hearing me. Thank you for showing me. And I'm ready for another opportunity. It keeps the flow of energy going instead of being stuck in despair or judgment. As the embodiment of the divine feminine, your greatest power, one of your greatest powers, is your ability to create. It's not something we always practice. Sometimes we have preconceived ideas of what creativity looks like. Creativity can show up in a myriad of ways. It can be through artistic endeavors such as singing or writing, dancing. It can be working on your website, your brand. It can be trying a different hairstyle, a new makeup technique, reinventing your physical appearance and how you show up in this world. Creativity can also be bringing new life into this world, whether it is a business or a child. Creativity can be spiritual. Creativity can also be scientific. So maybe you create the space for creativity to be however you want it to show up in your life. What are you creating? Where is your focus? And part of being creative is to acknowledge when and where there are twists and turns, blocks, obstacles to overcome. And then creativity comes in and says, I can move through it this way. I can move around it this way. I can meet those needs in another way. It's all in your perspective. And sometimes creativity is just creating a new perspective, a new way of responding versus reacting. So as you allow your mind and heart to open, receiving any insight or guidance to your intentions held within this divine golden ball of light, know that all of your needs for today and tomorrow are being met right now. And with a heart full of love and gratitude, we say thank you to Spirit. And we send these gold balls of light, these golden orbs, off to the night sky. Seeing them just float up, up, up and away, out into the ethers. The hands of the divine feminine graciously receives these wishes, these dreams and aspirations, and begins to work on how your needs can be met. See, the universe is also created. It's expansive and abundant. Part of that relationship you have with the divine feminine requires trust. And as women, we have not always been taught to trust in one another or to trust in the power of femininity. But this, in truth, is an abundant universe filled with more than enough. It is only the energy format of this third dimensional plane, this planet, that is about polarities. Polarity isn't necessarily good or bad. It just is what it is. Yin and yang. Give and take. Above and below. Within and out. And see, in this instance, it's about giving and receiving. You have given your dreams and your desires to Spirit. And now your duty is to simply stay focused and receive. As women, we've been taught to give and to nurture, to give more and to nurture more. We become imbalanced. We become drained, lethargic, moody, tired, overwhelmed. We may shut down, we may get depressed, anxious, guilty. We might even feel shame, judge ourselves harshly. But remember, you have the power within you to create. And sometimes it's just within the mind, and that is a very powerful tool as well. The key is to balance your giving and receiving. If you only give, you'll, of course, feel drained, resentful, maybe enraged or angry. But this sacred rage and anger is simply showing you where your energy is imbalanced. So honor your anger, honor your rage. These feelings are sacred. Honor your frustration, your irritability, your annoyance. Embrace those aspects of yourself. They are showing you where you are imbalanced and where your needs are not being met. If you only give, you will continue to experience lack, not having enough, not feeling enough. But if you only receive and continue to just hoard and accumulate, you won't enjoy what you have. Balance comes from fearlessly and intuitively, wisely giving as you are called or guided, and then receiving with joy and gratitude. Just say thank you. The person that complimented your jacket or your shoes or your hair does not need to know all the details or if it was on sale or how you got it, how long you had it. There's no need to justify someone acknowledging your beauty, your presence, your energy. Just say thank you. This allows you the practice and habit of being grateful. We know gratitude is a very powerful, powerful vibration. To allow ourselves to be a more expansive container for receiving, we must also practice just saying thank you. When we justify or try to quantify why we want something or receive it, we are in a space of low self-worth, low self-esteem. We may have abandoned ourselves thinking that we are not worthy or deserving. Every day, when you allow yourself to receive just the small compliments and just say thank you, take a deep breath. And just notice how your body is responding. Just saying thank you, nothing else. It might feel a little weird at first. That's okay. That is simply energy that is processing. You are hacking your nervous system and your body. You are retraining your entire mind-body system that receiving is okay and safe, fun, pleasurable. See, it's just like breathing. Both the inhale and exhale are identically important. They both have their own functions, but both important. Practice giving and receiving daily. You will never want for anything. You will be in the flow of life, above and below, within and out. So don't worry about the future. Instead, be enthusiastic for what's to come. Know that you'll always have enough. Your needs will always be provided for. So stay focused. Stay positive. Know what your priorities are. Taking action on them with intuitively inspired guidance. Release any doubts. Avoid the doubters or the haters, keeping your focus and your desires to yourself, allowing them to grow and to grow until it's time for these ideas to be birthed into a new reality. Give yourself permission to have and receive 100%. Own your intentions for yourself. They are yours. No justification, no reasoning needed. If it is what your heart desires, it is probably your soul speaking to you through the heart space, through the mind, through the thoughts, through your feelings, through your dreams, through your interactions with others, your communication, your relationship to the divine feminine. You are supported. You are loved beyond measure. And you are supported in all of your todays and tomorrows. Just stay focused. Allowing just a moment or two for tonight's message to just land where it may in your space, in your mind, in your heart, your body, in your spirit. Taking some deep breaths as you allow it all to just settle in. And whenever you're ready, you can bring your hands to the heart space. You can have one on the heart space, one on the belly. Affirming, I receive with ease and grace. I give appropriately when guided. I am in the flow of life. Divine Feminine loves me, nurtures me, supports me, guides me in every way, every day. I am she. She is me. I am that. I am worthy. It is safe for me to receive. And then whenever you're ready, just massage yourself a little bit if you like. Give yourself a little rub or a little hug. And just bringing some movement to the body as you take some deep breaths and opening your eyes, coming out of meditation when you are ready. Like that meditating. All right. So, collective message. Collective message. Okay, so a couple things. Where do I start with this? Damn helicopters outside. It's loud. Okay, so a couple things. In women's meditation, or That's what we're doing now. in in my some other classes. Okay. I There's one thing that I've noticed, and I've done some training as well in this, like several years ago, took like a workshop, and it's kind of hard sometimes for women to just say thank you and to just receive, because we've been programmed to give, and do, and be a good girl and do this, or be a good girl and help this. And so we have this program in our minds that in order for me to be good, I have to give, I have to help, I have to support. Okay, to some extent, but when you start to sacrifice yourself and abandon yourself in service to others, now you are in detriment. That is not what we are doing, okay, in 2023. So, one thing that I will say as a collective message to practice is when someone says thank you, like I said in meditation, when someone says thank you, or, compliments you on something, it's Mercury direct, because shit, my communication is weird. Can't get the words out properly. I know we're in the post shadow phase, so I figure it out. But what happens is a lot of times, and this is my experience as well, in this workshop, we had to look at each other eye to eye and just compliment each other, like, you have great skin. You have such a sweet face. You have nice smile. I like the way you smell. And so we took turns, but we had to practice just sitting there and just saying thank you. And it's awkward. It is very awkward if you, especially like someone like myself, you're used to giving, and you kind of, take that role of, oh no, like, oh no, just kind of, trying to displace it, or, water it down, because, it comes off as being humble. Yeah, to a certain extent, but that doesn't mean you can't own and have that experience. That doesn't mean you are not worthy of being acknowledged, or recognized for something, complimented for something. And so, in this particular workshop, as we're looking at each other, giving each other compliments, the other person just had to say thank you. The person that was receiving the compliments just had to say thank you. And you'd be surprised at how hard it is to not try to justify it, because sometimes we are our own worst critic, right? And so this helps you to start to diminish that inner critic. What you're doing is, when someone gives you a compliment and you just say thank you, it can be a bit of a weird thing, because your natural reaction might be to, oh, girl, this is also hell, like whatever. We do that a lot as women, right? But it's one of those things where I had a boyfriend who would compliment me a lot on stuff, and I would always just, he'd be like, oh, you look so cute today. I'm like, thank you. And as awkward as it was, he's like, why do you always breathe first before you say thank you? I'm like, because I'm trying to not just control, I'm trying to control my reaction, right? And the first thing, like we said in the beginning of meditation, there's only two things you can control. The first is your breath. The second is your reaction to that which you cannot control. Now, I can't control him telling me compliments and so forth. I can't control my reaction to it and my breath. And so I would take a deep breath and then say thank you, and then just kind of let that sit. Because what would happen is, I noticed that as I would just say thank you, like my body's kind of like, oh, but trying to find a way or reason why I deserve that compliment, right? And it's still sometimes a work in progress, as a healer, especially, as a teacher, those roles typically come with, this humility factor. And so I've noticed that I will downplay things. Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, don't worry, but what happens is sometimes I walk away and, shit, the person wanted to give me an extra $20 or something, and I'm just like, oh no, don't worry about it. I'm like, I'm gonna use that $20. Anyway, so it'll be something like that. But it is an important practice. It seems small, but you'll notice how your body responds when you just say thank you and leave it at that. And what happens is, the reason why we had our hands on our heart space and on our belly is to bring a somatic experience to receiving. And even if someone says thank you, you can just put your hand on your heart, or if someone gives you a compliment, sorry, you just put your hand on your heart, thank you, and what happens is you're teaching your body, you're reprogramming your nervous system that receiving compliments, being seen, being acknowledged is safe, right? Because you have your hands on your body, you're here in the moment, you're being present, you know that you are safe. You're also letting your body know that not everything requires a reaction. Okay, so now you're practicing energy maintenance, self-preservation. It's a lot of stuff that's going on a subconscious level. When someone gives you a compliment, you're just like, thank you, because you'll notice all the times you want to justify that. And so just practice that this week, all the times that someone gives you a little compliment or something, you know, just say thank you. You can put your hand on your heart, on your belly, okay, thank you, But that will definitely help you to get in the habit of saying, I am worthy of receiving, okay? And therefore you end up building your self-worth, expanding your self-worth, expanding the love within yourself, which is why we have our hands on our solar plexus and our heart space. So you expand yourself as a container to receive more and more and more, okay? Because how else can you have your needs met if you don't give yourself permission to receive? So just being mindful of that. And the other exercise we did in meditation tonight was the gold orb, or the gold ball of light. So gold is a very high vibrational color. It's also the color of your 12th chakra, or your highest self. In the new moon meditation, we actually did a 8 through 12 chakra meditation, which I thought was really, really cool for Aquarius new moon. And so if you're a part of that tier and you haven't watched that, then you can watch the replay. But that gold ball of light, what it does is it's surrounding your intention with the most high vibration possible. Okay. And what it does is, we know that darkness and light cannot coexist. So when you have your intentions held within this gold ball of light, it is held within sacredness. It is held within divinity. It is held within this space of clarity also, right? You have to be clear on what you want. And what it does is, the gold color, or the gold light, if you want to make it shimmery, you can, or whatever. But what that does is it helps to ground out any vibrations, feelings, thought, energy that is not of that same vibration. So that's what I was saying. We can add in amusement, we can add in confidence, we can add in courage, we can add in, grace and all that stuff. But the self-doubt, the low self-worth, low self-esteem, the worry, the fear, and, guilt in receiving, which is another thing that thank you exercise helps you do, helps to neutralize guilt in receiving. But when you do that in this gold ball of light, it neutralizes all those feelings, or ideas, thoughts, and energies that are less than that. And then the reason why I say to own it 100% is, sometimes we're kind of like, oh, okay, well, this looks good, but I still don't know if I can, we've still got some resistance there. So saying that I can have this 100%, affirming that, pretty much opens up your mind, your heart, your body. It opens up a portal around you to better receive that which you desire, because now you're like, there is no doubt, like 100% guaranteed I can have this. And I always like to throw in the with this or better, right? Because hey, spirit is abundant, spirit is creative. If you know what better is, fine, but I know that this is what I want, which is very focused, very clear, very certain. Or better is saying, but we can also flow this way. So it allows you to just be a co-creator with spirit, with the divine, and to really feel more empowered and to take charge of your ability to manifest with the law of attraction, and also to become more in tune with yourself, your inner wisdom, your guidance, and what your soul is saying or speaking to you through that wisdom. So, all right. So that's your homework this week, will be to practice saying thank you. No justification, just say thank you. If they want to know more, then they'll ask. Like, oh, that's cute. Oh, thank you. Where'd you get it from? Oh, I got it at Target. Like, okay. But outside of that, practice receiving without justifying. And then anytime you want to set a intention, you can use that gold ball of light exercise. And if you want, other things, or you have revisions, to me, the this or better kind of helps to minimize revisions. But you just create a new one. You don't have to like call it back and all this stuff. You just create a new one and put that out there. Okay. So may you be well and be blessed this week, and happy manifesting. I did also post in the Patreon our book club info. So if you are a part of any of the tiers, the Moon, the High Priestess, any of those, the tiers that we offer, then you are able to participate in the book club. Pretty much it will be one book a month. And these are the books that I'm having to read specifically for the Tantra certification. And so the first one actually has a workbook, which I just ordered earlier. And the workbook is pretty cool because it's I like to have like that as a separate journal. I think that would be nice to have when you're working on not just your understanding your female anatomy, but also your thoughts, your feelings, experiences that you've had around that, to really get to know yourself as a sensual and sexual being, but also just as a woman, and what makes us different from men, and what makes us different from other women, but also what makes us, very similar and whole. So I'm very excited about this book. And then afterwards, what we'll do is after the month, we'll just kind of have like a Q&A call. And we'll talk about if y'all have any questions about the book and so forth. Then what I'll do is give my professional opinion as a body worker and so forth. So the scientific, I'll give you the scientific foundation for some of these things, but also I can give the spiritual. So on an energetic or psychic level, how does that show up? So in the first book that I posted, Come As You Are, I started reading a little bit of it, but it'll be the book for February. So you can go ahead and order it, and then February read it, and then we'll have a little recap afterwards. My personal take will be things like, okay, anatomically, if you have anterior pelvic tilt, well, guess what? It might feel better if you're doing things doggy style because the way your body's being tilted, okay? Or if you have a posterior pelvic tilt, then that can also have an effect on your sexual pleasure center and stuff like that. So this should be fun. This should be fun. So I will see you all later, and we'll just get into the readings.